So on Sunday afternoon, Austin FC finally beat St. Louis City in a 1-0 score, all thanks to Myrto Uzuni finally scoring his first goal with Austin FC. My reaction to this game was pretty much this. It was a good and solid performance from Austin FC that earned us a really crucial win at a place that we never got a point, which is St. Louis's, Energizer Park. But I'd say solid performance by the defense and great job, holding keeping that score the same way until the 90 minutes were over. But to sum it up, this was a really good win for Austin FC, a win that really signified how old the season has been for us. But before I get to that, let's look at the starting lineup. This lineup itself, really interesting in many ways. People could say it's a 4-3-3 or a 4-4-2, but I see it as a 4-3-3. The back four, we see Myrto back as a fullback where he belonged, and this time we see Smaktov getting the start over Julio Cascante, and he is paired up with Brandon Heinzike and Mr. John Gallagher on the right side. The three players in midfield, we have Bezar Savovic, Owen Wolf, and Danny Pereira. But the thing is, we benched, Ilie Sanchez. I'd say this was probably a rotational move by Nico Estevez, and in this game it paid off well because I wanted to see how well Savovic plays without Ilie Sanchez, and he did a great job in this game against St. Louis that he controlled the midfield, balanced it out for the defense and the attack. In our front three, the three DPs, Uzuni on the left, Usman Bukhari on the right side, and Mr. Brandon Vasquez as the number 9. So this was pretty much a holding 4-3-3, trying to keep it steady for the defense and let our attack do the work the entire match. Was basically what the game plan was. Pretty much give the ball to St. Louis, let them dominate the position, and have Austin FC use the counter attack, and that's what we did this match. But the first half was pretty much slow from the start. We see that St. Louis was dominating that first half of the entire match, that when Austin FC had the ball, St. Louis would just pressure us no matter where we were playing, which spot of the field. We were just seeing so much back passing, so much tiki-taka that wasn't really tiki-taka in my point of view. There's moments where we see Usman Bukhari had a really tough game. He really had a tough time trying to control the ball and win the ball on the ground or in the air. And then we saw Danny Pereira trying to find a way to break the lines from St. Louis and trying to see how our two strikers, Uzuni and Vasquez, will link up. But that's the thing that we're seeing here. Our attack is going to take time to get those goals for us. Like people would say, let the floodgates open. A good sequence, this is where the counterattack is going to happen. We see in the midfield that Vasquez wins the ball from the defense who gives it to him. I believe Savovic gets the ball to Vasquez. Vasquez with a good eye sees Owen Wolf on the right side of the field. Wolf breaks the line and sees Usman Bukhari on this right side, and Bukhari beats his man, beats 2 to 3 guys that he's inside the box. He sees Uzuni by himself. Uzuni taps it in, boom. Austin FC is winning the match 1-0. And now we see our highest DP, the $12.5 million player. Myrto Uzuni finally scores his first Austin FC in club history. This is probably the first time we see our 2 DPs or 3 DPs score a game. Last week, it was Vasquez getting his first goal. Today against St. Louis, we see Uzuni gets his first goal from an assist of Usman Bukhari. So our 3 DPs have a goal contribution of 4, 3 goals and 1 assist, and that's what we wanted. Because once we scored that goal, Austin FC had the momentum to score another goal. One sequence that led us to the second goal was a nice backheel pass from Bezar Savovic to Brandon Vasquez, who almost scored a goal, but it was wide from the net. But you can say that Austin FC's counterattack is getting much more better, and that's what we expect from this club. The attack is getting better by the minute, getting better by the games. You can't rush their progress. It's going to take time, but time will tell. As of now, I'm liking how our attack are linking up now. We see that St. Louis was trying to score a goal, but good thing our defense was staying strong and nothing really happened. Stuber had a really good performance, really good saves, but again, another game where he has another clean sheet. Smaktov and Heinzike being together playing as a pair, they had a good performance. Smaktov is playing much better after what he did against Portland Timbers, coming in for Julio Cascante. It was shaky, then his first full start against the Rapids. He's improving, and that's what I like about Smaktov. He's being that center back we bought in the summer 2024. Second half starts and it's basically all the momentum goes to St. Louis. They had a lot of domination with the ball. Austin FC barely had any moments with the ball. Austin FC was trying to control that lead. I can say that probably Nico Esteves wanted to park the bus. We kind of saw that. We saw a back five, but luckily it was here and there, not like when Josh Wolf would do it. But moments we see is that the only attacks we saw was Bizarre Savovic gets a good ball, really good back heel pass to himself and sees Vasquez by himself. Vasquez trying to run and get the ball. Tries, I think he was trying to pass it to Usman Bukhari, but Bukhari was offside, or Vasquez was offside. Uzuni gives the ball to Owen Wolf inside the box. Wolf, it's just right there. You shoot it, but instead of shooting it, he goes back to Wolf ball 101, passes to Bukhari, and Bukhari's offside. I know you're trying to get an assist, tally up more to your assist count, but just shoot your shot. That's the only opportunity you have. But towards that, the rain delay happens, and it was still for St. Louis pressuring us, but we didn't stop. We stood our ground, and that's what happened. Comes in Elias Sanchez to control more in the midfield and the defense, and that's what we're trying to do. We parked the bus next game as a starter against Portland Timbers, but other than that, we got the win. Really good performance by our defense. Didn't let that goal go in. The last 15 minutes, it was like really our anxiety got to us, but luckily it didn't happen. And we finally got the win at St. Louis 1-0. Austin FC sits second place in the Western Conference with 12 points, and this is their third win in a row, something that we have never seen or something we haven't seen since 2022, and we surpassed our points from 2022. In 2022, we had 11 points, but now we surpassed it with 12 points in this season, and let's just say this, we sit fourth place for Supporter Shield standing, so it's a good start for the season. And you could ask me, is this team better than 2022? I don't think it's a fair comparison, but I could say our defense from this season is much better than 2022. Sure, you can throw me saying that, but we had Ruben. But with that defense in 2022, Ruben and Julio Cascante allowed, I believe, 6 or 7 goals in 6 games. With Smackdov, Heinz Ike, or Cascante, those two pairs have allowed only 3 goals in 6 games. So I could say our defense, Esteves found their defense right now, made it solid. But our attack right now, it's not as good as it was in 2022. We know what happened in 2022. First team to score 10 goals in the first 2 games. Jersey was unhinged at scoring goals nonstop. Fagundes assisting. Like, that team was completely a whole different animal. Our attack, we're seeing different faces, new faces for this 2025 season. You can't rush a front three of, almost worth $30 million. You can't rush Bukhari, Vasquez, and Uzuni to score goals every game. It's gonna take time for them to understand how to play well to each other. But in this game, we're seeing a little bit of glimpses that our attack, the front three, are gonna do some damage in the next games of the season, but time will tell. But other than that, you guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. My name is Manel Mixon17, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.